Testing, testing. I do hope that this is loud enough this time. Let me know. All right, very quickly, let's take a. I gotta do this quickly. So ever since we broke this low here, this market structure shift, which I've pointed out numerous times, is the first time since back in November 2022 where we had a weekly close below previous intermediate term lows, making that a weekly uh, you know, a bearish market structure shift on the weekly. I've been saying we're going lower. Of course, in the short term, we don't always go lower immediately, but what we have seen is consistently lower highs. So we've seen all-time highs, a lower high, which overlap with this 4-hour SIBI, sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency. And then the highs have continued to come in lower and lower. And I think that we're now going to take out 49,518 or whatever this low here is, 49,577. I think that that's going to happen within the next, few days to maybe a week or two. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but that's my suspicion based on what I'm seeing here. Looking at the daily chart here, I don't use trend lines, but it just helps me visualize what so-called retail traders are probably looking at. And this is that week when we broke below and formed the market structure shift. And since then, we've come back up, we've come back down, and we've hit the bottom of that trend line twice. And back from my days as a retail trader, I did notice that we'd often come down and then the former support trend line would become resistance. So that's not related to the way I think about it now, but that is, I just put it there just to help me picture what other people might be thinking. What I do look at now is, for example, things like the market structure shift and the inversion fair value gap on the daily, where on the daily chart here, we had this inversion fair value gap. The high of this candle comes in at 65,108, and we came up to 65,103. That's a difference of $5 on a $60,000 item vehicle. That's insignificant, and when that just shows that when we came back off, bounced off of this, that's a bearish sign. And then we closed below these two here. Another bearish side form. We put in this the SIBI here, and then just the other day we put in another inversion fair value gap over here, another daily inversion fair value gap, which it probably automatically comes off of this. Where are we here? Inversion fair value gap, daily. Let's add that. Okay. Here we go. So we have this inversion as well. Another daily there, which we have not come back to test yet. Don't know if we will. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. We might just leave this as a breakaway gap. Maybe this SIBI here, maybe just that SIBI there. I don't know. But I think that we're heading lower, and I would expect that we're going to retest the 49,000, like I said, which we got to, was it just, how long ago was that? That was just 23 days ago. Okay, 3 weeks ago. So let's look at the 4-hour here. 4-hour, I have kind of indications of where I've been buying. I haven't been paying much attention to it, and then I bought over here because out of concern that we might be moving higher, which is certainly a possibility. And then over here also concerned that we might be moving higher because I could always be wrong. I'm still learning at this. I'm not an expert. And I'm buying for the long run anyway. So, I mean, whatever I get, I get. I'm planning to hold it for years when I'm sure it'll be way higher. But I do think that in the coming weeks or months, we could get down into the 30s or 40s, 40s, and possibly even in the 30s. I think that's a possibility. So I've slowed down my buying, which, as you can see, I bought over here, then there, then there, then there, then there. And then when we dipped down here, that was a few $1,000s off the top. And then these last two, these two were not the best entries. Again, I wasn't paying much attention to it over the last, couple of weeks. But then this was yesterday, I think, and that, or maybe it was this morning. It was this morning or earlier today, Tuesday, whatever. It was either overnight or this morning, and then and now I think we're going lower. I'm keeping an eye. What I'd like to see next is like to see that we violate this BISI, this 4-hour BISI. Notice that we respected consequent encroachment of the BISI right here. Again, I think, as I recall, this is a difference of about $5. I'm not going to go measure that exactly right now, but I think the difference between the actual consequent encroachment and this wick into it was about $5. So I think that the next thing we want to see if we're going lower is that we come down to 56,150, about 56,100, let's say. We want to go below that. And then we want to go close that off at 55,500 or so. And then we would expect to be at 54,500 or so. So I guess that would be 56,100, 55,400, 54,500. Those are approximations there. So this is what I expect is going to happen. Are we going to go straight down? I don't know. Certainly possible. We might pull back up, retest this, possibly retest the inversion for value gap on the daily. And this was also inversion on, what was this? This is from here. This was a bullish inversion, which that was this from this SIBI had been inverted on this candle, but we have not respected it. We've immediately come down and violated that. So I'm going to take that off, at least for now, clean things up a little bit. And this is